Have you ever tried any of the essential international certificates such as the Cambridge CPE and CAE, Ielts or Toefl? What do they have in common? Well, I would certainly say phrasal verbs. However, this class aims to teach a super special category. So, see you in a bit. Hello everybody, this is Rodrigo from Learn English Fast, and this class is designed to teach you idiomatic multi-word verbs. In other words, phrasal verbs formed by two distinct particles. So the structure looks like this: verb plus adverb plus preposition. And by using this structure, it's impossible to guess the meaning of the idiom, and thus we must memorize the signification of each combination. Now, let's have a look at the most commonly used idiomatic multi-word verbs. So, this first idiomatic multi-word verb is calling on somebody or drop in on somebody. And the meaning is basically to pay short visits. For example, John often calls in on us without warning. Or, John often drops in on us without warning. Next, to catch up with somebody. In this case, the meaning is to reach the same place as. For example, you go on ahead. I will soon catch up with you. Okay, or reach the same place as you. Next, clamp down on somebody. And the meaning is take strong action against. Let's see an example. The police are going to clamp down on drug dealers. Basically, they'll take strong action against drug dealers. Alright? Next. To come up against somebody or to come up against something. And the meaning is to be stopped by. So, let's have a look. I'm afraid we've come up against another difficulty. Basically, we were stopped by a difficulty. Okay? Next. To come up to something or live up to something. And in this case, the meaning is to be as good as expected. So, let's see an example. Did Diana's trip come up to her expectations? Or did Diana's trip live up to her expectations? In other words, was it as good as she expected? Now, to cry out for somebody or to cry out for something. And that basically means in great need of. Alright? For example, Brazil is crying out for a new leader. In this case, Brazil is in great need of a new leader. Now, cut back on something. In this case, the meaning is to reduce. For example, we need to cut back on our spending, okay? To reduce our expenses. Basically, that's what it means. To cut down on something, well, the meaning is exactly the same, is to reduce, okay? Let me give you an example. I'm trying to lose weight, so I have to cut down on puddings or cut down on sugar, right? To do away with something, that basically means to abolish. So let's see an example. They should do away with these useless traditions. Okay? In other words, they should abolish those useless traditions. Now, face up to somebody or face up to something. In this case, the meaning is not avoid. So, let's see an example. You've got to face up to your responsibilities. You can't just ignore them. So, you cannot avoid them. Alright? Now, to fall back on. That basically means use if necessary. Okay? For example, if plan A doesn't work, we've got plan B to fall back on. In other words, we've got plan B to use in case it is necessary. Fill up to something. That basically means to have enough energy for. So, let's have a look. I'm tired, John. I don't really feel up to going out. Say, I haven't got enough energy for going out. That's what it means. We can't go on holiday together if your dates don't fit in with mine. So, if your dates don't go together with mine, that's what it means. To get away with something, that basically means to steal and take away. For example, the thief managed to get away with about £5,000 in cash. Say, he stole the money and took it away. Now, to get on to somebody basically means to contact somebody. For example, the goods are damaged. We will have to get on to our suppliers. In this case, we have to contact our suppliers, alright? Now, to get on with something, that basically means to start and continue. For example, you haven't packed your suitcase yet. You'd better get on with it. So you'd better start. Alright? To get on with somebody, and the meaning this time is to have a good relationship with. For example, Peter doesn't really get on with Alan. They're always arguing. So that basically means have a good relationship with. Okay? Now, to get round to something, and the meaning is find the right time for. For example, I have lots of little jobs to do, but I can never get round to actually doing them. So I can't find time, the right time for doing them. Alright? Next, go back on something. That basically means to break or fail to keep. For example, I can't make a promise and then go back on it, can I? For example, fail to keep my promise, alright? Next, go in for something. That basically means to enter or compete in. So, Maria has decided to go in for the 10-mile fun run this year. So she decided to compete the fun run this year. Alright? To go on with something. That basically means to continue. For example, most of the audience had left in the interval, But the actors decided to go on with the show. So they decided to continue the show, alright? Now, to hold on to something. And that basically means to keep your hands around. For example, if you hold on to a rope, you'll be perfectly safe. So keep your hands around the rope, alright? That's what it means. To keep up with somebody, it basically means to go as fast as. For example, Richard was walking so fast I couldn't keep up with him. So in this case, I couldn't go as fast as he did. So to look forward to something, that means to think ahead with pleasure about. For example, I'm looking forward to the trip. In this case, I'm thinking ahead with pleasure about. To look out for something or to watch out for something. That basically means to be careful about. For example, if you're going barefoot, look out for broken glass or watch out for broken glass. Okay? So be careful about broken glass. To make up for something, that basically means to compensate for. For example, I got some money from the insurance company, but nothing could make up for losing my wedding ring. So nothing can compensate for losing my wedding ring. To put up with somebody or to put up with something. And the meaning is to tolerate. For example, I'm not going to put up with this nonsense, so I won't tolerate this nonsense. Run out of something. Well, that means that we have none left. It's over. Okay? For example, we've run out of milk, I'm afraid. Send away for something. That basically means to write to ask for something. For example, hey Mary, are you going to send away for your free gift? Say, I'm asking her if she's going to write to ask for a free gift. So, I hope you have enjoyed this class and I'd like to thank you so much for being with me all this time. So, I'm going to ask again, subscribe to my channel and click on the button below. Make sure you get all your friends to join us so you can get all my tips for international certificates such as Gmat, Cambridge, Toefl and Ielts. So, thank you so much and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.